Todd Marshall in the year 2017, and we're really excited to showcase our after-school art club demonstrating the poem. Take it away.
Here's the biggest mountain in the state. You'll find a place full of love and no hate, where students work hard to do their best. You'll find a school called Columbia Press.
Thank you so much, Middle School Art Club. The fun tidbit about that poem is that we had an author come to our school years ago, and he did demonstration lessons in all the classes, and he was sitting in the parking lot here right early, and he wrote that poem just from his parking in the car in the parking lot. So we used it ever since. It's been a really neat poem, and that really represents the school love. So we're going to kick off tonight with just a little bit about our after-school art club that we started this year. Thanks to Mrs. Overton, who's over here. She has led our students in so many wonderful creative arts projects, and she's donated tons of time putting things together for the students. And she's done this whole art show in the hallway. If you haven't had an opportunity to check that out, please do so. So this is one of the projects the students created, little bunnies that I have here, which is very great. So our after-school art club, it's the schedule is 3 times a week. So we have a primary after-school art club, we have an intermediate after-school art club, and a middle school after-school art club, and they run for an hour and 15 minutes once a week. So far, our club has reached over 30 students, and ranging in ages or grade spans from kindergarten to 8th grade. We've been able to use ESSER funds to secure all the supplies this year, so thank you to our leaders here for letting us access those funds to buy supplies for our club. Mrs. Silverson is actually working with Arts Washington, and she's working on her credentials so that she can get certificated art teacher. She's been teaching the students elements of art, principles of art design, and she's been doing a lot of art integration with math and reading. So the students are getting a lot more than just art, so they've been benefiting quite a bit. And as I mentioned, please take a moment to look in the hallway on your way out if you didn't get a chance to do that to see some of their artwork. It's really quite impressive. We're going to shift gears to our school improvement plan. With our school improvement plan, we have 3 main goals that we're going to go over tonight. The first goal is a social emotional goal. And the main point of this goal is that we are trying to increase students' sense of belonging and having a positive school culture. So a lot of what we do here is we pride ourselves on being a united school, united staff, and we want to increase that percentage of our students. They all take in a survey to show us how they feel and we want to increase their social emotional belonging. For our kindergarten, first, and second grade students, what we're hoping to do with them for math and reading is increase their scores by 1 level. So in your packets tonight, you'll find some different charts, and with those charts, what we have is a variety of colors. So if there's a student who's in the red zone, we want them to bump up 1 level by the end of the year. That's our goal for reading and math. And that is the same for our intermediate students and our secondary students. With our primary students, they take a test called the ACEs, and that tests them in their reading and math 3 times a year. And same with our 3rd grade, but they take a test called math. One of the ways we're reaching our school improvement plan is by celebrating the successes that students have. So here you'll see a couple pictures of students. In the hallway, we have a board with the bells on it. Anytime students reach their personal goal, they get to come and ring the bell. Here you can see Evan very, very excited about reaching his goal. After ringing the bell, and down here you can see Tyler, Curtis, and Dan very excited because they got to ring the bell. And it's really fun. We come out of the office and cheer. Any other classes around will cheer. And it's just a great way to celebrate any goal that students reach. But in particular, our school has been really focusing this year on reading comprehension and math fact comprehension. Appreciation. So we've got two different programs going for each day, and we celebrate those through monthly assemblies, different recognition in classrooms, and we have bulletin boards that kind of show student progress in those 2 years. The night of presentation is focusing on math. So what we have here is some math scores. And I apologize, it's a little hard to read, but we've got 3rd to 8th grade represented here from our fall scores. And this is what the students did on a computer at the very beginning of the year. So any student who is showing red, our hope is that when they retake this test in June, that they will at least bump up to orange or yellow. So that's the goal for everybody, just to move up one level from where they're at. These are our winter scores, so we're hoping that again these students just keep moving up. By the time we do this again in June, we're hoping to see a lot of growth. There's a few ways as a staff we're hoping to reach our goals, and some things that we're putting into place to help students reach their goals is that we offer here subject acceleration. So if we have a student who's in 3rd grade and they are ready for 4th grade math or 4th grade reading, they can walk up to that grade level and take that class. We even have a student who's bumping up to grade levels. Then we do interventions for students who need extra support, so that happens at all grade levels as well. We've had some extra parent time here this year, and we put that into place with our intermediate grades because those students were really hit hard during COVID because they were at the primary grade levels and they did not get that in-person school time. So we've seen the need there in our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grades. For our middle school students, we have started something called ELA Math Boost. So what that is for our secondary students, they have an opportunity with their middle school teachers, if they need extra support in math or ELA, they get to have that as an intervention. And then we do progress monitoring every other week, and we kind of gauge for students throughout the week and growth and things that benchmark gap. And then we have time with PLC groups, where we do those PLCs, professional learning communities, and grade them so that staff members can work together, and our parents join those as well, and they can kind of talk about how students are doing. And now we have a treat here. We have these lovely student presenters from the 3rd grade. First, Mrs. Heights, she's actually new to us this year. She's from Franklin School District. She was a mentor, so she taught teachers how to be better teachers and enhance their practice. And now she's back in the classroom for us here, so we're so fortunate to have such a knowledgeable teacher here with us. So she's going to talk to you and teach you a little bit about best math practices, and then she'll have the students do a little bit of it. So I'll turn it over to Mrs. Heights.
Thank you, Principal Person. And hello, everyone. It's good to see your society faces. Thank you for making us all feel so welcome. I hope you were able to get through the halls of these classes. Our students loved being mini tour guides and just to see them take ownership of this school. It's a pretty easy school to take ownership of. I try to explain to people this place is connected, right? Like you feel it right when you walk in. So before I start, I always like to kind of go back, and so you will be engaging in a math activity with our wonderful 3rd graders here. And while this presentation is going to be very short with them, if you, and I mean this, and you can hold me to it, because Sally's been in my room plenty of times, if you ever want to come in and engage and see what our school is doing or what our 3rd graders in particular are doing, my door is always open. They're doing some incredible work up there in 3rd grade, and I'm really proud and excited to show you what we've done. So to go forward, I like to go back, and then I always also have to give a shout out as to where this learning came from. So I was on a district math committee in my previous district, and this work, when we engaged in it, we did a book study with this book called Principles to Action. It was put together by the National Council of Teaching Mathematics. And so I can't ever say like I take credit for this work. It's all because of the collaboration that I did with colleagues. And it's also because of the collaboration I'm doing here in Eatonville. And I just have to say, like, thank you for providing Eatonville with a space where teachers can come together. I always say we're better when we learn together. And so then I also have to give a plug. Shout out to Lisa, the math curriculum specialist in my old district. But then another plug, hey Lisa, if you're watching on the YouTube, we have open spots in Eatonville. Sorry. So in this book, it talks about and goes into a lot of depth of 8 mathematical practices that will help our students to go deep into the standards. So knowing, and you saw the data earlier, coming in, being able to look over the data and kind of really see what our students needed, I knew we had to go deep with conceptual understanding in order to make it so that our students are building that procedural fluency in math. One thing to put an equation like 6 times 8 in front of them, but it's another to tell them why that answer is what it is. And so the mathematical practice that I'm focusing in on tonight is using Connect mathematical representation. You might be asking, what does that look like? Well, here it is. So we have a classroom full of different math grades. And when I say that, I say this is exactly how I teach it to my students. Some of us do better when we work with numbers. Some of us do better when we have hands-on, actual manipulatives in front of us. Some of us do better when we draw pictures to represent our thinking, right? Some of us do better just talking it out, right? But I'm only as good as providing them an opportunity to enter into the math. So when you come into our classroom, it's providing every single math learner with an opportunity to engage in the math at a point that makes sense for them. So I'm not just saying, no, you only have to pick up a pencil and do a paper pencil. I'm saying that doesn't work for you. I have materials provided for you to meet your needs because ultimately I want them to go deep with the standard. So here we have, I give them opportunities to represent their thinking physically with hands-on manipulator, contextually, so being able to talk about it and relate it to an actual word problem, which connects them to the real world. There's tons of opportunities in math, and you guys can back me up on this. We talk about math all day long. In fact, you probably, here's like, you can get all day long. And then, yeah, sometimes we do just do paper pencil, right? Where you write it out, and that's symbolic. And then also visual. We do a lot of pictures to represent it. The point here, though, is that if we go and enter into the math visually first, challenge yourself and now connect it to a symbolic representation. How is that representation that you did here, where you drew a picture, the same as this skip counting model you did here? What are the similarities that you see, right? So it's not just 6 times 8, it's 6 times 8 and I did this and it's connected to this. So that's that deeper part. So in our class, you might be wondering, what does it look like? So every day, for about 15 minutes a day, we have what we call math representation time. So our students are given a math, and they're given expressions that they have actually generated some of the time, but I also will pull from our Eureka Math curriculum. And so some days it's word problems, some days it's application problems, some days it's just a straight up equation, but it relates to the math that we're doing in class. And then our students partner up and they just go to town. Right? And it's just so fun as the facilitator of that room to walk around because they're doing the teaching, right? They're doing the learning. And so when we think about engagement, it's like there's a place for everyone in that class. So this is the math, and then because I can go too far and figure that out, or some of you might have figured that out by now. I thought you might want to know what learning target and success criteria I use when we do this. So it's not just that we're learning to represent and solve. I wanted to really point out the bottom. So this is really getting students to be able to justify their math moves, right? Like, can you really back that point and do it?
Can you fully say to your partner, this is absolutely the answer and this is why? But more importantly, are you okay to supervise your thinking? Right? We have to teach kids to be like, oh no, I was way off. But are you creating that environment where I love it when kids are way off? Because then we can talk about it, right? So we've developed this safe community in our room where mistakes are the best, right? What do we call it? We say, if it's funky at first, is that okay? Yeah! I'm kidding. Right? But what's important is that we don't get that. We keep on top. Okay, and then of course I need to connect it back to the work we're doing here in Eatonville. So I'm also a part of the district UPL committee. And when we went out into the district a couple of months ago where we did UPL observations in different classrooms, This was the observation form that we used to try to observe and see what UPL practices were putting in place throughout our district. So I'm trying to internalize and I'm trying to think like if I'm planning a lesson in any subject area, these are those high leverage things you should be looking for to make it so that students feel engaged and to feel like they can do their best in the classroom. So it's been this activity we're doing as it connects principle to action. It blends super well with UPL as well. Okay? You ready? Okay, so we have some student representatives here with us tonight. So what I was thinking, are you ready for this? Because you're gonna do it. I'm here for it. In community, I didn't forget about you. I brought extra materials. So this is the community table. If you are out in the audience and you want to engage in some math, I have a bin for you as well. So I was thinking I would hand our student leaders a bin and then they would come to you. And I provided maps for each of you as well. And then I typed up math problems for you to engage in. You don't have to do all of them. These do have to be in my box by tomorrow morning. Yes, no, to be here. I love it. Okay, so first here we have Joyce Martin, Vision Traffic Light, Harlan Floyd, Blake Johnson, Boone Ackerman, and Wyatt Davis. And then this year too is my student teacher this year. This is Madison Powell. And so I invited her to man our community table. All right. You ready? Okay. I will hand the materials and then we'll come to you. If you guys also think maybe this might make more sense, just in case we don't spill water. And we were thinking 5 to 7 minutes for this. Is that okay?
Community members, feel free to come up and engage in some math if you have any.
I'm not a community member.
Just about 5 minutes.
They're coming to us. Nobody said I had to do that.
Really?
I'm gonna start. Can I pass them out?
Yep, go for it.
Things that I paid for you. So you guys can kind of hear like the
Wait. What was the reason why?
Oh, you get those.
in case you want. You don't have to.
Oh.
I just want to give you guys.
And she will take good care of you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. We'll take care.
Hey, and then there's whiteboard markers. Got it.
Excellent. Thank you.
I lost my marker. Where's my eraser? Where's my marker? Okay. How about we pair up with one of them?
You need
I'll
a
do
sheet
it
and
with Mr. Marshall.
Okay.
What's your notes?
And you answer.
No answer. Giliardi. Okay. So what would you like to do first? Okay.
You want? So
Oh, it wasn't, huh?
I got to do that one.
Okay, so what do we do?
Okay. It's over. Let's do 11 minus 4.
Why would you do 11 minus 4 first?
Because it's in the parentheses.
Okay. That is
Because
important.
it's what?
In the parentheses.
Oh, okay.
It's right.
Okay.
So
Equals 7.
11. So plus
7 times 8.
minus 4 times 8. Okay. So first we have to do 11 minus 4, which that equals 7.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to go down and make that 7, and then we have to times 8. So then we can skip out by 7 8 times. So
Okay.
7, 49.
So you do 7 8 times?
Yes, 7,
Okay.
14, 21, 28, 35,
So what does 11 minus
2, 49.
Oh, sorry, 11 minus 4. What does that
1,
equal?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this would equal 56.
Okay.
Okay, your turn. And then I don't know what's next.
Gotcha.
Did she write this
And then
or did she get it?
Yep.
I love it.
we can make.
There it is.
Okay,
Here for it.
we can make 8 groups and put 7 in each. We can make
Are we still on the same one?
yes.
Okay, so how do we do that?
We can make 7 groups and put 8 in each. Or we can make 8 groups and put 7 in each.
Okay.
I'm gonna make 8 groups and put 7 in each.
8 groups.
I can
1,
put
2, 3,
symbolic.
4,
And I divide by
5, 6, 7, 8.
Sides.
I almost wrote an 8.
7, 8. That's easy to do. Okay. And then we
you
put.
have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and put 7 in each group. And then you have to go, and then you could write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, we'll get this visual.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, then I can put 7
Well,
in
you
each.
can do this at
You can
home.
go like-
You can take one home if you want.
7,
The math.
14,
I love it.
21, 28, 30,
Oh,
5,
sorry. It'll work. I still remember it.
35, 42,
Here, I'll write it back
49,
down. We're trying to find
56, and then you can do that, and then you, that would
Did
be
you know it?
double check on your work, and then you have
Oh, I see.
56.
Okay.
So then let's move on to a new one.
Okay.
So it's a race.
That makes sense. What told you to count by 7, 8,
You
9,
want to make a math problem? You want to make a word problem?
I'm good at those.
Can you connect it to a visual representation? Can you do a proof
I'm
drawing?
going to use your name.
Okay.
Mr. Mario.
Okay.
That's like
All right.
okay. And now let's do.
What are you doing, bud?
Let's do
How many equal groups are you drawing?
so for 8. So
Love it.
6.
Which one are we doing?
Number 2.
Oh, number 2.
So 6 times 8.
Equals 54.
Okay. Okay. So then we could go to skip counting real quick.
Now let's see. 6 times 8. I did the wrong thing there.
Yeah. And then we could skip count by 6 all the way to 54.
I know. 8. I know. But they have a variable. Okay. Yep. All right. But let's see if I'm sure doesn't know what do we say for it.
Oh, we have to put stuff
Okay,
away
did you
now.
get the answers? You got it? What?
No, I don't want to put stuff away.
Can I have this? I like it. Are we finished?
Yeah, we have to put stuff away.
Yeah. Have to finish.
He said,
Make sure you say
where's your eraser?
Right there. You can erase it all.
very good. Thank you. That was good. I really appreciate that. I never thought about learning that way. It's a totally new concept to me.
Here's your pen.
Have you ever met me before?
I think we have. What is your name?
Blake.
Huh?
Blake
Blake. And what's your last name?
Johnson.
Johnson.
She's my mom.
Okay. I'm living right next door to you right now.
Sorry.
Yeah. Great. Well, it's good to see you again.
I honestly do not remember doing this. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Bye now.
Pretty sure it was Was I? Yeah. I don't think I did that until 4th grade.
Well, but I'll have them. So this is not first day of school. Can you imagine? Because I'm leaving up with them. We'll put stuff like this up and then here for it. Thank you. I can eraser too. Thank you. But that was fun. I'm gonna go home and rack my brain and try to finish the rest of them.
Never mind.
You might see this as
Squeeze in a little, you guys, you three boys.
Who's next one?
Yeah, there's been one floating around.
For all the students here, if you want to take your towel home, you're welcome to. Thank you, please. I'm very hard, but you guys are free to go if you would like to. We're going to shift gears and talk about some successes we've had here from the press recently. And these are hard to narrow down, so we have a few that we'll go over, but there's way more than what we have here for you. So the first thing we'd like to mention is just that this year, since COVID started, this has been our year, our comeback year. It's felt the most normal since COVID happened. It's been awesome to be able to do everything that we used to do, and we even started to make traditions. So we're really excited for that. We've had volunteer return, aka Connie Warner. She's our faithful Tuesday volunteer, so thank you, Connie. We did it during the COVID time and bring volunteers, so that's a great thing to bring back volunteers as well this year. We started something new. Our ESB president, Addison Johnson, and I started the day every morning, 7:40 a.m. with a virtual Google Meet. The whole school is on the Google Meet at once. It's really cool. So we've got TVs in each classroom. Teachers log in, and we can go for announcements. We can talk about coming up. We show off things. If somebody has left a little bag on the bus, we can quickly pull it up and ask who it looks like and say that I didn't see it playing. It's been really neat to bring it back to all the classrooms and do announcements that way in the morning. Our PTO has been amazing this year. They provided us dessert for us, so when we have intermission, help yourself to Brad and back there. They started the year off for us. The month of September, we held a fundraiser that we sponsored from our PTO with a company called APEC, and they raised over $5,000. So that was really great kickoff to the school year. And the conclusion of that was the dance party up here in the top right that we got to do. So that was really fun. I think that was some fitness moves, and it was a real interactive way to have a fundraiser conclude. So that was a lot of fun. One of the other things our PTO has done is we held our very first middle school dance since we've had COVID. This dance was just a couple months ago. The students had a class. Our gym got transformed into this very awesome winter wonderland. As you can see, we are gearing up for our next dance this Friday. Mr. Ackerman was here late yesterday, stringing the lines up so we can have an even taller tent. So if you want to come and check out our dance and chaperone this Friday for our spring fling dance, it's from 6 to 8 p.m. It's going to be really nice up. So this is the start of it. Our PTO is here all day long, pulling up those balloons for our archway. This will be our photo backdrop. But this whole thing will be a tent, and it's so cool. So we're really grateful for our PTO to donate their time and make these special events for kids. Another success about the school year is our awesome leadership. Our student council has just been one of the best that I've ever been fortunate enough to work with. These students have been ready to take on anything and everything, and they have great ideas. They come to the table ready. They take posters home to decorate for upcoming fair days and all sorts of things. So this has been a great group to work with. Another success or benefit for our school is that we have this opportunity with our secondary students to intermix with some of our primary or just our younger students in general, the intermediate students as well. They are so sweet to each other. It's really awesome to see our middle school students treat our younger students with such kindness. This was a fun day. So this was pretty recently. What ended up happening on this particular day was our student council hosted a paper drive, and they thought about having raffle tickets for every ring of paper donated. Students would get their name coordinator, Mrs. Silver. She's also strong, she's a like me, but she helps run our DIS store. It's our CC Cash store. So in the top right corner is an example of the CC Cash she made this year. She always makes it match our school theme. And so that just says at the top right, hot, shiny, highlights. And so she has these really fun stories for students they can spend their CC Cash. It's earned by being a great student, helping others, being kind, all those good things that we look for in our students. Monthly award and assembly got to come back this year, so this has been another way that our student council has been part of our school, helping me plan those assemblies and just celebrating all the great things that students do. During those assemblies, we have quality work award winners and they get a golden pencil with our school name etched into it. And the neat thing about this is the teachers pick the students in their class for each month who have demonstrated really great work. And they produce that work sample to me, and I staple it to the certificate that I make them and hand that out at the assembly. And I always visually invite the parents to attend. And the other part to that is we have Rainiers of the Month. And Rainiers of the Month are similar to in other schools, the Student of the Month. And so once again, teachers select those students based on great behavior, being a good citizen here at our school. And our Rainiers of the Month are always featured in our hallway. This is the bulletin board. If you want to check it out before you leave tonight, you can see our current Rainiers of the Month, which is on the other side of the wall there. Another cool thing we got to bring back this year was our In Good Standing program for our middle school students. And what this is students who have C's or better, no missing work, and no disciplinary infractions, they get to come to our once-a-month In Good Standing event. So 8th grade chose to host a bingo event. So here you can see students enjoying bingo, you can see students running the prize table, and then other students who aren't eligible, they are in a study hall and they're trying to catch up on their work during that time. So that's a once-a-month event, and it's a great motivator to have students be eligible. They don't want to be in study hall for 2 hours. Friends are having a blast. Another awesome thing about our school is that we have teacher assistants. We have about 17 teacher assistants, and they help in a variety of capacities around our school. So here on the left-hand side, you can see Tyler. He's in 7th grade. He's our preschool TA, and they absolutely adore him. He is just the coolest thing today, and he helps them out in the classroom. He helps them at recess. So we basically have a TA at every grade level, and then we have additional TAs. So we have a TA in the office, who's very helpful to us. We have a TA who does recycle pickup. At the end of the day, one student picks up the recycle bins from every room. Another one does the trash pickup. So our students really pride themselves in helping out around the school and learning great skills as well. I want to shift gears to safety now because it's such an important topic. With safety, we recently just had a presenter from Sounds 911 come to our school. She actually presented in all of our grade level classrooms. Her name is Jessica. She made this really big icon and kind of received it. It's really cool. She actually showed me how to practice calling 911. She told them what happens when you call 911, what that triggers. And then she also talked to them about the importance of memorizing their phone number and their address, because that's something that isn't so often encouraged these days because of cell phones. Which about when you call somebody, so that was a great lesson for our students. In all the schools in the district and here, we practice our safety drills once a month. We conduct a drill. Just recently, Mr. Taft, who's the assistant principal at the high school, he came around and put sticker numbers on our windows, and that just identifies the room number, so I know that's happening district-wide. So I'm grateful to be that for them just recently. We had a staff review of all of our building policies, and I provided that to you earlier. It looks like this packet. It's called Building Safety Procedure. So the staff and I went through line by line, and we made modifications and upgrades to this policy. And that was something that was really helpful for all of us to make sure we're all aware of the policies. This year we were able to add walkie-talkies in, and that was really helpful because we just had about 7 walkie-talkies added to our school. So those have been helpful with our emergency drills as well. Each classroom has what I call a go bag. It looks like this. It's just a drawstring bag, and inside it has emergency preparedness items. So if we need to, teachers grab this, and they grab the clipboard, which I kind of unbuckled here, and they go out to wherever we need to go to evacuate, depending on what the drill is or what the emergency is at that time. The go bag has all sorts of things in it. received stakes by the health department, and they put caution tape on it, and over spring break, they actually had to take it out. It was rotting, so the maintenance team did take it out over spring break, so it's no longer there. So one of our challenges is our playground. We are just really hoping at some point to get new playground structures. We know that they are really, really expensive, because we price them out, and we're aware that our PTO has been trying their best to get us a new playground. They've so far raised $5,000, but as most of you know, it's just a drop in the bucket. An average structure is $30,000 to $50,000. So that is one of our challenges, just because we want more options for students to utilize outside of their access. One challenge, which is also a good thing, is our enrollment is slowly starting to increase, so we're really excited about that. And with that, we're kind of in need of a potential third bus route, just because we have, both of our buses are rather crowded. We used to have 4 bus routes, and then they slowly bring them down to 2, and so they have to condense some routes. So we're hoping at some point to have a third bus again, especially with the addition of our TK program and just enrollment growth. We would really love that to happen, and I've also been in discussion with Mr. Jamerson to have a stop added to the Hampton Springs development, since that's in our catchment area. So we're working on that to launch for next school. Specialist variety. So this is a challenge and also a success. It's Mrs. Thompson and all of you around the table. When the school year started, we actually had 1 specialist, and that was India for our students. However, we were then offered to have 2-day-a-week PE, which we are so grateful for. And then we just recently were able to have Mr. Hunter come 1 day a week, so we have music again. So we are really, really grateful to have 3 specialists at this time. We'd love to sustain that and keep that going, because that's just been one of the things that has been a challenge for us, not having that variety of specialists for our students. And finally, I believe this is mentioned at warehouse room when I was up there meeting as well, but what we're finding is just with the learning loss from COVID and all the recovery we're trying to do, some of our intervention and core materials just aren't enough, because we're seeing such different learners coming to us after COVID. We're really looking for something a little more neat, and I know Kitty's been working to help with all of that, so that's just been an ongoing challenge for our teachers and our parents. So these are the things to come that we're looking forward to. We're really excited for our TK program. Those of you who don't know, transitional kindergarten, it's a really awesome bridge between preschool and kindergarten, and we will be offering that for the first time in multiple school districts next school year here at this school. And so we're really excited to do that. We have a class full, and we just made a wonderful hire for the teacher of that program. We will have 11 grade levels here next year. So I think that's another celebration. That's just a really cool thing that we have 11 different grade levels here at the school. So I'm very excited about that. Tonight we had a lot of TK families coming through the building and visiting, so they are very excited as well. We are really, really fortunate. Mrs. Town has a wonderful idea to bring back CTE. Years ago, when I was first principal here, we had CTE. It was a robotics CTE. But we're shifting it. Now we have a CTE certificated teacher, Ms. Brown, who actually was at the Great Farm for 2 years. She will be offering an agricultural type CTE program. Utilizing our garden, we're hoping to do a farm or garden to table type of opportunity for our students, so that they can have healthy texture, eat the crops that they harvested, and actually grow themselves. So we're really excited for that program to start out next school year. And then Houston is going to be offering an after-school swimming club next year to our middle school students. So we're really excited for that. And finally, district-wide, I know this is happening, but it's just top of my mind, because just this week we've had contractors here installing the electronics for the keyless entry and all those doors. So we have 3 sets of exterior doors in this building that they've already been working to make keyless entry, so the staff will just use the key cards, and we're really excited for those safety enhancements. And additionally, we're excited for cameras that will be in the exterior parking lot and various areas around the school, so that will help the teacher. We are very eager for. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you everyone for being here this evening and joining us. I will turn it over to Mrs. Gilliard.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Hyde, your students. We appreciate you coming and showing us a new way to do math. And I must admit, I'm very old-fashioned, so my way was very old-fashioned, you know. And so I appreciate, being able to see new things happening. And thank you, Allison, for the presentation and for getting us up to date on what's going on here at Columbia Press. It's really great. So if that's the end of the presentation, then we'll go into our regular business meeting at this time. So if students want to go and parents want to leave, that's fine. Go ahead and do, yes. Yeah.
I got it. My wife got one like 6, no, it's been about a year. No, she got one. I was going to say 6 months. It's been a year.
6 months. So it was 2 months ago. It was almost 3 years.
She got a new car. Oh, we got a new car.
I know we talked.
I guess the one insurance.
Yeah, well,
And we didn't get to see that. I was down.
It's called the state, so we hit it. State.
Well, good news, right? Like, you got it.
okay, we're gonna call the meeting to order and we'll stand for the flag salute. And Addison, our president of our student leadership, is gonna lead us in.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is great. No comment. No comment.
I got it down. She has it. All right. At this time, we'll consider changes or additions to the agenda. And we're going to be adding an action item to new business tonight. And that's all the information I have right now. So we'll wait and see. And the school improvement plan, and you've already done that. So we're ahead on that game. All right. I'll entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda.
So moved.
A second.
Moved and seconded to accept the consent agenda as read. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, hearing of individuals or groups. Do we have anybody? Doesn't look like it. We're all that's here. Okay, reports and presentations, enrollment report. Krista.
And I was thinking that the enrollment report was under the consent agenda, so I did not prepare for that part, so I apologize.
That's okay.
But if you have any questions, I can certainly answer them.
We aren't going backwards.
We are not going backwards.
Okay,
We are going forward.
well, that sounds good.
Okay, so our financial report, I have a couple things to report. Nothing out of the ordinary, unfortunately. So our budget status, so I've got a couple things to report on. One, we know that our salaries take up, 85% or so of our budget, so the bulk of our budget. Now, while overall salaries and benefits continue to be the main driver for increases in expenditures, there is some good news with this. Certificated sub costs are up. Partially, now that kind of on the surface sounds like bad news, but it's actually really good news. Certificated substitute costs are up, partially due to an increase in the sub rate from $150 a day to $180 a day, but predominantly overall sub costs are up due to an increase in our sub pool, which is a welcome change from where we've been in the last year and a half. So while this may not seem like a cause for celebration, it speaks to the efforts and creativity
that the district has put forth to resolve issues of having to dismember classes and add to classes while covering other classes. So definitely something to celebrate. Purchase services, one of our bigger expenditure categories, have increased, mainly due to a lot of little things, but a large part due to our electricity rates climbing this year, with a slight decrease in utilities, water and sewer. Another large increase that we've experienced this year is our district's insurance policy, which is now costing us more than $400,000 a year. This is to cover facilities as well as buses. Supply purchases are down,
Which kind of seems strange on the surface. But more and more of our purchases continue to be purchased or subscription-based services, like so much of our lives are now these days subscription-based. And then I just have a little update for you, just a brief audit update, which is what I've been working on for the last 2 months. So our state auditor's offices come in like they do on an annual basis. And that's finally coming to a close, thankfully. This year was a little more in depth because it's our accountability audit, which happens every 2 years. And they have a 2-year look back. So they're looking back at not only 21, 22, but they're also looking at 2021. So try tapping into your memory bank 2 years ago. It can be a little challenging. So other than the ordinary items that they look at, they've been doing a real big in-depth review of our 3 state-funded professional learning days, as well as all of our supplemental contracts, including sports and enrichment. He is also reviewing our general financials, such as substantiating our various account balances and reconciliations to the state revenues and county. And now we are just waiting on a few closing items so we can wrap that up and look forward to any input they may have for us where we can make areas of improvement. That's it.
All right, well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. We have no unfinished business. We'll move on to new business. And the first item of business is consider approval of Eatonville Middle School overnight trip to Camp Arnold. Somebody speak to that, or?
I motion for it.
Okay.
You're up for it?
What?
What did you say?
I motion that we accept it.
Okay.
And your background for that field trip is in your packet, so.
Okay.
You can see some pictures of going to Camp Arnold. It's being organized by Carl Heeman.
Okay.
He has a vast amount of experience.
Yes, he does. Okay, sounds good. We have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the trip to Camp Arnold. Any further discussion?
Just want to say for the record that funding is actually covered under a grant.
Oh, cool.
Just,
Oh, that's right.
just wanted that to be on the record that it's not actually using any of our resources, but it's a great opportunity for our students. So.
Mm-hmm. Good. All right. No further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consider approval of travel for Eatonville High School dance team to New York City.
Melanie Rodewald also was not able to come tonight, but this trip is primarily centered on our dance team, who have been very active this year, wanting to go. This trip also, though, is open to families and friends and cheerleaders or any people who want to join in. So it's not an exclusive dance group. Melanie's willing to put the umbrella over anyone who would like to go.
All right, good. I'll hear a motion to consider approval.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consider approval of donation.
This is a donation from, it's to, oh, yeah. Thank you for that. Okay, it's a check from schoolstore.com, and they've been, it's a fundraiser, so basically it's accepting the rewards from their program that they use, and I believe this is run by the PT.
Oh, great. Good. All right.
Yeah, there's information on that.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consider approval of purchase for one 14-passenger bus.
I can speak to that.
Okay.
So this is actually for one of our small buses, to transport our special education students with a lift. This is a replacement bus. Our current buses have high mileage. 2 of them have more than 140,000. One has more than 200,000 miles. And one is a 2008 6-liter bus. That is currently our backup bus, should the others go down. All of these buses have actually fallen off the state's depreciation schedule, so we are no longer getting depreciation funds for them. We need to add this one back into our rotation to replace these aging buses. An interesting thing about this one is it has limited availability. It's getting harder and harder to find these smaller buses. The market is shrinking, and manufacturers are investing in other ways in other more profitable things to build, such as electric vehicles. They're going away from the smaller chassis and even talking about doing a full-size C bus, that framework basically in half. The advantage to this particular bus and the way that it's built is that it can be easily maneuvered into small driveways so that we can provide door-to-door service for our most at-risk students that need that special one-on-one attention there. So that's what I have. Just pretty much a replacement of our current smaller bus.
Okay. Entertain a motion to approve.
A motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
And I know availability is a difficult part, but did we attempt to receive other bids and this is the one that we got, or was it?
So this is the state bid pricing.
Okay.
So it's already got a lower price secured.
All right, just wanted to make sure we didn't have to go out for the competitive. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions or concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. On to consider approval of resolution 737 interfund loan.
So with this bus, I'm asking for an interfund loan. So right now we have 3 buses that are expected to hopefully arrive next month. We have enough of a fund balance in our transportation fund to cover those 3. We are slightly short in covering the funds for this smaller bus. So I'm asking that we loan $30,000 from the general fund to the transportation vehicle fund for a short while through August 31st, when we receive our depreciation payment for the year at the end of August 31st. So then at that point, we would repay back the general fund along with a little bit of interest that we're going to owe. So just trying to maximize our transportation vehicle fund as much as possible to avoid any future bus levies.
Okay.
And by purchasing this now, rather than waiting for the depreciation to come in, we can secure a better price. So while we're going to be paying a little bit more in interest, will actually be saving more in the long run without having to pay an increase and risk losing a bus like this.
That makes sense. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consider approval of purchase of 3 kitchen warmers.
So this is kind of a weird one to me because I thought, why do we need 4 warmers all at the same time? So I'm asking you to approve 3. We have a need for 4 of them as of right now across the district. So one of them, so we have all of these warmers that are aging were acquired during the time of the remodel around 2009, 2010, making them 13 to 14 years old. Now the average service life of this equipment, the warmers, is anywhere between 5 to 20 years, depending on how much use they get. So now we're looking at 13 to 14 years. They're beginning to exhibit multiple signs that they are reaching the end of their useful life, and maintenance is increasing on each of them, on all 4 of them. So some of the examples of the issues we are having are having to turn the thermostat all the way up to high in order to maintain proper temperatures. Electric connectors are having to be replaced multiple times for the same units, causing burn marks on the insulation on the inside. And there's periods of time when they don't work at all. So our maintenance staff has been servicing them on an increased level now at this point. So we recently applied for an equipment assistance grant, and I tried asking for multiple of them and was told they would only approve 1 of them. So I'm hopeful that they will approve. It seems like they will approve the 1, but we'll still need the 3 to cover our needs. So I'm asking that you approve the purchase of 3 additional warmers for Eatonville Middle School, Warehouser, and EES, and then the other grant, piece of equipment at CC would be covered by the equipment assistance grant.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
A second. Moved and seconded. Further discussion?
Just for the record, are we gonna go with quote 1?
Yes,
That's what I wanna make sure.
yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Looks like all the sizes and specs are essentially the same.
Mhm.
We actually received more than 3 quotes, but they were quite a bit higher, so
And my one
those were
question,
the 3 lowest.
my one question you answered, I'm like, why are we only getting 3 when we need 4? So,
She answered that question.
Thank
All right. There's no further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. On to approval of resolution 736, conference waiver.
When we did the schedule for next year's calendar, one of the biggest complaints of parents are all the half days. So we have combined and gone back to a method that we used in the past where 2 days of school will be devoted to conferences. Students can come, parents can come. So it would be a Thursday from 11 to 7 and a Friday in the normal school day, and then doing away with all the half days of that week. And we feel we'll have better attendance and less disruption and kids actually coming to school, because what happens on half days, they don't come.
Mhm.
So we do have to sign a waiver with the state. They're very willing to accommodate us, but there is some people.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve?
A motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve resolution 736. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item is consider declaration of surplus list.
What? You want me to speak? Yeah. So we are working on surplusing and inventory of curriculum, and this is a list of outdated curriculum that we will be surplusing, and none of it is current curriculum that's in use in our school or on our instructional materials list for current use. So we are asking that we just surplus this as it is listed.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second. Moved and seconded, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item I, consider approval of superintendent contract for Mr. Jay Brower. You've all seen the contract, read the contract, and so I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second? Did you second? Yeah, I didn't hardly hear you. I second very loud. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Mr. Brower will be our superintendent, beginning his actual official duties on July 1st. That he will be in the district off and on until that time. So.
And I'm ready for my item.
Now, Mrs. Fountain is going to address the new item.
As of this afternoon, this is so exciting, I can hardly stand it. Brandon Jumper and Ms. Bursom have been working on a grant with the Lewis County PUD, and this afternoon we got it. And it is to put HVAC in the school. They've granted 100% to us for $42,000, and to put new LED lights in this school for $31,000. So I'll pass this down so that you can accept this grant.
Oh, wow.
That is really exciting news.
That
That's
is
a lot of
exciting.
money.
You said it will be paid to Hermanson?
Yes, and the other benefit is, it's an energy efficiency grant, so in the long run, we'll be saving a lot of money. And so we're gonna outfit some of the exterior buildings with HVAC systems that don't have them currently. And then every single light in the school will be LED. And it was really interesting because we had to walk around with the contractors as they were producing the quotes for us, and they were literally counting every single bulb. So Brandon and I walked with them every single room in the school, and we have to count bulbs. So when they say every bulb, they mean it. They're going all out. So this will be a huge savings in the district in the long haul.
And it's kind of exciting that one of the quotes that we got, the Hermanson Company, is from a Columbia Crest graduate. So that was, to know that somebody can come back and be involved.
That's great. Good news.
Hot on the presses.
It's very impressive.
All right. We'll entertain a motion to approve this grant from Lewis County PUD for HVAC system and new lighting for Columbia Crest.
So moved.
Second. Third. Great.
And kudos to Chris for pointing out the grant to us in the beginning. So this has been going on for months.
This has been a ton of work, and we had to have so many quotes, and Brandon would set these meetings up, and some of these companies are a little shaky, and they wouldn't show up, and we did, it took forever to get this all done.
Here's the original bag. Here's the original bag. There's not this.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's very good news. So, did we do a motion?
We did. Well, motion seconded. We just discussed.
And we just discussed. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We're moving on to superintendent comments.
Well, I'm really excited about all the things that have happened in the last couple of months. This was the culmination of a lot of conversations, and Brandon and I meet every single Monday, and we outline the projects and exactly what he's going to do and the things that we're working on. And this one was on every single Monday. So where are we? What are we doing? We didn't ever let it go. So beyond that, our big projects are the pool. We'll have to shut the pool down for about 2 weeks this summer to do all that resurfacing. All those new, the key things, they were there, getting all this school set up, the cameras, just so excited about us upgrading and you know, making things safer for kids, and just, it's been very, very positive. The principals are all working on their handbooks. They'll be bringing them to you. We've been working on discipline, making sure that we're consistent across the district and everybody's communicating. Sally's got a million projects going with instruction, and you saw Rachel Hyde, who is a phenomenal teacher, who is teaching teachers, and we just have some great things going on. Really exciting. Oh, and then we get this thing in the mail from Amy Sturdivant that said every single one of our sports teams is being recognized for academic achievement.
Wow,
I mean, that just blows your
that
mind.
is huge.
So in June, the work study is going to be CTE. I worked with Kelly Powell yesterday to create a program for you so you can see everything we're doing in CTE.
Cool.
So
Very good.
anyway, excited.
It is exciting
Lots of good
news.
stuff.
Good stuff. All right, thank you, Mrs. Fountain. Okay, on to board comments.
I'll go.
Go.
I'll break the ice. I think Columbia Crest did this on purpose. It was during a open house event. My son actually pulled the fire alarm, so I think that's a little stab in my side. I know. I think it was my son as well, so. No, but I just want to say, on the record, great job to the art club and to the third graders.
Mhm.
I am always an advocate of getting these kids into leadership roles and having them teach as much as possible, because it definitely makes dividends down the road. But great job to the kids, and I am excited for the direction that Columbia Crest is going, but also our district. I'm incredibly proud of the kids and their hard work.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that is all.
Thank you. Anyone else?
No, it was a great presentation. It was great to learn some new ways to do math. I am
We need more time.
definitely outdated, not quite as far as an abacus, but outdated. But I'm very happy and thankful for all the dedication by all the staff.
Absolutely.
And I mean, the teachers, the students. This is one of the most positive meetings I think I've had in over 4 years on the board. So just seeing grants and good things happening, and we're spending money on things that are needed. And it's just we got a new superintendent. It just feels very positive, and I'm very happy with the direction of the district right now. So thank everybody for all the hard work and dedication.
Ashley? Okay, they said it all. All right. Well, I have a couple of things. Same thing, I echo what both of you have said. About the fire alarm, I don't know about that.
The night is young.
But anyway, and I have not used an abacus.
Well, I have.
Close, but not quite. Okay, so I would like to propose to the board that we do an adopt a school, which would mean we would take on a school, we would get all their information and attend as many of their things as we could. And we would, divide ourselves up between the 5 board members, divide ourselves up between the 5 schools. And so I want you to think about that, and at the next meeting or so, we'll get that under control and going, and move it through the rest of this year and into next year.
I love that idea.
Huh?
I love that idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I really do. And it came not from me, but it did come from somebody else. But anyway, and so the other thing that I have is Ashley. We as the board would like to recognize you for all of the hard work that you have done and the support that you've given us. And
I mean, you came in and bam, you were on the go. You didn't have a chance to get adjusted, even, you know, and you can get, and you've done an amazing job. So proud of you. So proud of you. We all want to give you.
Thank you so much. Okay, anybody else have anything? If not, then we will adjourn this meeting. Oh, you're always so good. Thank you.
You did a great job.
It was great. It was really good.
I will.
Okay.